There's no parking at the courthouse.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see they section off a portion so you can at least early vote. I'm not sure if you're familiar with a problem that is occurring, and at the PRC we get calls of all natures, of all sorts, to try to get involved to help folks, even with the county commission. We recently had in northern New Mexico, my district is a huge district, so we have the residents from the area of Santa Cruz, Arroyo Seco, La Puebla, and that corridor of residents that reside within Santa Fe County but live basically in Rio Arriba. They vote and they pay taxes in Santa Fe. There are some in favor of annexing into Rio Arriba, and then there are a portion that are also opposed to it. So they're talking about the tax base, and the revenues. They're afraid to pay the high taxes in Santa Fe County, yet they live in Rio Arriba, and they'd prefer to see the base, go to the tax base, stay in Rio Arriba County. So right now, that's one of the biggest issues in my district. So what are your thoughts on that? And then you have the residents that are saying, no, we don't want our insurances to go up. We're afraid our insurances will go up, property insurance, because, of government in Rio Arriba County. And so what would you think, what position could you take or help, both sides to come to a resolution?
I think I would start with some type of dialogue. There are a lot of potential entities that could be brought into the process. The what do you call it? The local government division of the state finance division. They approve the budgets of the counties and could be a convener of sorts. The commissioners themselves could be conveners, bring people together, get some studies going. What really would happen? I have learned in my facilitation career that people come into if there's a problem with ideas that may not be right. And so the first thing
misinformed,
and you want to establish a baseline of information that everybody agrees to. And then if it isn't resolved by those means, then probably I would say take it to the voters.
Yeah, that's what I recommended, that they take it to the voters and see how.
The voters, if they're well informed and not scared out of their wits, that's the best way to go.
It will force them to become informed.
And that has become a problem in some ways where there are some serious potential issues there, because at that frontier of Rio Arriba and Santa Fe, the emergency response system hasn't been coordinated.
And I think
very
that would be
well.
critical for you to work on an issue, because it leaves the residents that are at a distance from Santa Fe County. Could take 15, 20, 25 minutes to get into the northern part of Santa Fe County. And there's always issues of jurisdiction with the sheriffs and the local pueblos, and then that gets sticky.
Very sticky. In fact, I heard of a case where an ambulance was going to the scene of something,
and we regulate ambulance companies.
And another agency went by them to get to another place, and that can't be safe. That can't.
Those things are important for my district anyhow, and as the PRC regulates the towing, the ambulance, and services, so we hear all about that.
Mhm.
And I'm sure that, we'll be working closely together. And it's funny that one of the questions that I would have would be, what would you do about improving traffic around this area? As I was trying to rush here, cars were coming at those roundabouts, and you can't tell if they're going to go this way or at you, so you continue on, and then they do come at you. And so it's so dangerous, not only in this area. And I know that it's the city roads that are a problem, but the county roads can be too. So what's your plan?
Yeah, well, there is a plan. The East Connector and the West Connector that are going to meet at Richards Avenue. Well, Richards is stressed already, and so what people are telling me, and I've been
Listening.
walking in Rancho Viejo and north of the highway, that there's some sentiment for why not have an interchange so that people can get off, widen Richards, and because the county has designated areas where growth should be, and that process needs to get on track. We're losing a lot of people because there isn't enough housing, and so.
Well, you're losing them to Rio Rancho because the cost of living is a lot. I mean, the price of a home is a lot less than Santa Fe.
Yeah, and so in my platform, I've highlighted affordable housing and developing programs that would maybe incentivize young people now with their community college training can afford to live here. I have children, they live in Albuquerque, and I'd like to see them live here, because the population in the county as a whole is aging, and so we need the young people to keep the society and the city and the county vibrant.
Would you work with DOT, or how would you do it? I know, again, if you're going by Cerritos Road and where the train goes through, I'm terrible with my streets, but anyhow, there's bumps in the road. I think that's a problem. How would you work with the city?
On Cerritos Road?
Yeah, when I come towards the Capitol to go towards my office, you have to have, it's, where I'm talking about, tinies in that area.
Yeah. Well, that's
so dangerous, and the potholes are insane in this town.
Yeah.
Could you work with the county on issues like that, or the city?
The city, there are multiple jurisdictions. I think the railroad tracks have their regulatory scheme. The city has processes where they have to maintain the roads along the railroad tracks. That's probably where it's going to have to happen.
And then the PRC regulates the crossings of the tracks. So again, here we go back to multiple governments involved. And I've grilled you for almost half an hour now, but I wanted to allow you the time to talk about your family and yourself and the constituent base out there.
Well, there's a lot of talk in the national debates that are going on about immigration. I'm a beneficiary of immigration, and I love this country. My family moved here when I was 5 years old, and my father got pretty good at English, but not enough, and he worked at the first radio station, Spanish-speaking station in Denver when we moved there after leaving Mexico City. And I grew up in a really kind of groovy, mixed neighborhood, kind of the melting pot, and I always had it in my mind that I was going to be here, and we had left all the primos and viejitos in Mexico, but I knew that I was going to be in some kind of public arena, and so when I turned 18, I signed up for citizenship class. I went to the selective service. It was 1971. Vietnam was just kind of winding down, and I became an American. And
Outstanding.
It felt like I owe it to the country,
awesome.
and
it's a wonderful story.
Yeah.
It's a very wonderful story. I know that as clerk, I participated in the naturalization of the citizens, and it was such a touching event to see everybody waving their flags, and many immigrants were there, and from everywhere. So,
yeah.
Well, I want to wish you luck. Is there anything you'd like to say to the audience that before you?
Thank you for the opportunity. We have a rich culture. We have challenges too, and I have been working most of my life in public service and public policy, and I would like to engage with me in our campaign, and we'll move forward together.
I don't know if I told you I had run for county commission many moons ago, and I came this close. Without consultants, without anything. It was just me working hard with the people that believed in me. So I want to wish you luck. It's interesting to hear your background, and you're obviously involved in a realm of community activities, and you know an awful lot about the environment, and I'm glad to hear the Sierra Club endorsed you. I have a Mexico City piece from Federico Vigil that I bought many moons ago. It's in my office. You have to come by and see it.
Okay, I will.
But again, I want to wish you luck, and thank you for taking the time to be here, because I know what it feels like to be a candidate and run because you want to serve the public, and it sounds like you've already been doing that. So again, I wish you luck, and you're welcome to come back on our program anytime. And anybody else that's interested that you'd like to hear about them as well, because that's what the motive of this program is. And so
thank you. I hope it lasts for a long, long time.
Yeah, we're going to continue to do this for a while, as long as we're all still here. But thank you for answering the questions, and if there's anybody that would like to appear on this program, please call my office at 827-4533. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And we'll look forward to paying attention to the election on June 3rd. Or no, June 7th is election day.
June 7th is the primary.
No opposition. Is there a contender in the general?
No.
So right now there are only yourself and one other person.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'll be doing is interviewing him as well, because we like to keep it on level playing grounds. But again, you did very well. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure seeing you on the trail, and I wish you luck again.
Thank you.
Thank you.